Hello, land seekers. If you're looking for land for sale, then you're in the right place because tonight I've got 32 properties over 9 states, all with seller financing. And what does that mean? Well, it means that when you invest in the land that you're going to see here tonight, that you don't need to go to a bank and you don't need to qualify for a loan, and you can just be you. Make the down payment, make the monthly payment, and then you start that relationship down the path to land ownership. I'm Scott from landmodo.com, and this channel is all about helping you make your land ownership dreams a reality so that you can start living those dreams today. And really, it's about making memories, right? Like I get comments all the time that say, hey, Scott, like I remember this, or I remember that from my great-grandparents or great-great-grandparents. And I too have stories about land. My dad owned a 20-acre property when I was growing up. And man, so many memories on there. And that's what it's about. I don't know if you have a property that brings special memories back to you. And if so, love to hear about those. But before we get into tonight's properties, I just want to share with you a reminder. All of the properties that you're going to see here tonight are available at landmodo.com. Landmodo is a land listing platform that connects you directly to the sellers who are offering owner financing or seller financing. And seller financing basically means that the seller is going to basically be the one that's issuing the note for you. So there's no credit check, no bank checks, no background checks, no hassles. People tell me all the time, man, this is the easiest real estate transaction I've ever had in my entire life. And that's really the goal, is just trying to make it easy. All the properties that you're going to see tonight, they feature low down payments for the most part. I know there's a couple here today that you're going to say, that's a low down payment, and I might have to agree with you. But the majority of them that you're going to see here tonight, affordable. We try to keep it around a car payment or less, and that's really the goal. And if you're new here, welcome, but you will hear me talk about the buckets. I'll go into buckets later, but the buckets I actually explain down the description below. So stay tuned for that. Now, before we get going tonight, I just want to share with you this thing right here. And this is the states that we're going to be covering tonight. Okay. So if you look at these, we've got land in Arizona, Colorado, Florida, New Mexico, Nevada. Man, I got them out of order there. Oregon, Tennessee, and Texas. So these are the 9 states we're going to cover here tonight. Stay tuned. There's some interesting properties in here tonight. Some that I think are really cool. One of them I've actually been out to. It's out in Texas. I'll tell you the story about that a little bit later tonight. So essentially, let's look at the properties that we have available today and get going. First state that we're going to look at here is obviously the state of Arizona. Why? Because it starts with the A. I always start with Arizona. I don't know. Maybe we should change it up. I keep saying that we should change it up, but we won't tonight. This property is a 1.73 acre property in Apache. $10,400 flexible down payment, monthly payments, $289 a month, and terms 36 months. This is a buildable lot. What does that mean? As it says, this is something that you can start to build on immediately. This is not one of those recreational lots that you have in Apache County. I know that we're going to see a couple of those tonight. We'll look at some of those, but essentially this is something that you can start to build on. Now, bucket 1, bucket 2, those are people that are looking to buy today. Homesteading, boom, you're in that bucket 1, bucket 2. Now, bucket 1 means that you're looking like today. You're ready to move out there today. Bucket 1. Okay, so, this would be I believe that this would be a bucket 1 property. You got to go in and read the details. And if you're new here, again, welcome. But right here on every property, right here, this is what's called the short code. You just type that into your web browser, lmodo.ws. With that number, every property is going to have a unique number there that will take you right to that property where you can read all of the information that's there, zoning, and also contact the actual seller who's selling that property. All right. Flexibility. That's what you're going to find here. A lot of flexibility. And, when you're looking at Apache, a lot of people don't realize that, there's trees in the desert. You'll see that the properties that have the trees in the desert, these are typically your buildable lots. They're kind of in those neighborhoods. This is not something that you're going to go and start to camp on. I know some people are looking for glamping sites. This is not one of them. This is something that you're going to build a home on. And it's 1.73 acres, not a bad property there in terms of size either. All right, let's keep working through our list tonight. We've got a 2-acre property of adventure land. That's what it says. So 2 acres. Now, this is going to be one of those properties that's more remote. I call this a recreational lot. What does that mean? Well, a recreational lot is basically saying that this is a property that you could use for recreational activities, camping. Now, I'm not saying that this one's specific. You'd have to look at the zoning. If you're looking for a glamping site, you have to make sure that the zoning qualifies for it. But, you know, this would be probably one of them that would be there. Or maybe you want a place that you can take your RV to. 2 acres. Typically, we don't see 2 acres in this area. I see a lot of 1 acre properties in this area. But look at the down payment, less than $100 down and basically $110 a month for 60 months. I bet you, because again, like you're working with the sellers directly, I would bet you that if you contacted this seller and said, hey, listen, I can do $100 a month, they would probably take it. It just depends on what your budget is. So again, it's about you having that open conversation with the seller. And what's really cool about working with the sellers is that they're not big corporations. They're just like you and I. They're just individuals who basically own this land and they're ready to sell the property. So talk to them and see what they can do, because I think you might be surprised. But again, this is a great property for that bucket 3 user or someone who's looking for off the grid, but also something that's something that you could use for camping, recreational purposes. And check it out. See if this is a good match for you. 2 acres, that's a lot of land. Okay, staying in Apache County. Where's Apache, by the way? Apache's on the east side of Arizona, 2.57 acre property, $11,000. That's the cash price. $199 down, $158 a month for 69 months. That's a weird monthly thing. I don't know why they didn't go to 70 or 72 months, make it a full year, lower the monthly payment a little bit. See, that's what you can do. You can count them and say, hey, listen, can we go to 72 months and I'll pay you, whatever the math works out to be. This property has dirt road access, so you're going to be able to get to the property. That's a good thing. Trees, that's a good thing. People love trees. This is also a property. I call these bucket 4 properties. This is a property that I might look for if I was looking for something that would hold long-term value. Bucket 4 investors, if you will, they are people that are basically looking for land because they don't make any more of it, and it's over the long period of time, land goes up on average about 6.5% a year over a longer period of time. Since 1977 to present, 6.5% a year. It's a pretty stable investment, especially if you look at some of the inflationary times that we're having right now. I read the other day, bacon's up, the cost of bacon, go to the grocery store, it's up 11%. Okay, it's not a ton, but man, pay $9 for a slab of bacon. That seems to be a little ridiculous. How do you offset that? You own land, and that's why the billionaires do it as well. So again, this would be a good long-term investor property, but also something that you could, all of the buckets I think would be covered on here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So no matter what purpose you're looking for land, I would explore this one if you're looking for something in this area. It has trees. Did I mention that? All right. Again, another recreational property. Bring the kids, bring the campfire. I was talking about memories at the top of the show tonight. And the thing about the properties with memories is how many of you have been, I asked this question, how many of you have had some story about grandma or grandpa's land or someone else's land in the family and the memories that you made up there? And I kind of teased it that when I was growing up, my dad had a 20-acre property. He had a 20-acre property with cows and horses and goats and chickens, and all kinds of memories were made on that property. Too many to even recount, but see, that's the thing that land is offering you, is what can you do with it that will just kind of click here. Take a trip to Disney World, it might cost you around that price, the $5,000 a week in Disney World. But look at this property. The entire property is less than $5,000. And again, this is something that you don't have to lay down the $5,000 a day if you don't have it. Upside down. $100 down. This is actually less than $100 down. $99 a month and $99 down. Like seriously, if you have this a month or even this for the down payment, you can start owning this property. Let me make this picture a little bit bigger too. If you look at this thing, look at the picture. Notice on the left side there, what do you have there? You have power poles. What does power poles mean? Well, the power poles basically mean that, guess what? There's power in the area, duh, But guess what else you have? You have infrastructure. And that's the thing, because when you're going to buy a property that doesn't have any infrastructure, well, getting the power to the property, well, that can sometimes be expensive. It all really depends on the power company in the area. So, you know, the fact that it's there adds value to the property. It makes selling the property even easier in the future because someone may not have to outlay that money. So that's a great consideration. And again, if you want to learn more about it, you just go to this link in the browser. Don't leave now, though. I don't want you to run off. Just write it on a piece of paper, lmoto.ws/that number, and it will take you directly to these properties that you're seeing. So jot down all the numbers and then go back to them and look at them after the video. Okay. Staying in Apache, 3.2 acres. Again, this is a typical property that an atypical property that I don't normally see. I normally see 1 acre properties, just like this one that we were just looking at. 1 acre here for $5,000. Look at this one though, 3 acres for $11,000. This property here is very similar to the area of this one. Okay, this is the one that we just looked at. So when you look at the value here, so we've got a 3.2 acre property for $11,000. I like this property. I like this one. You're going to be able to use the buckets for bucket 3, recreational, bucket 4, long-term investor, bucket 2 and bucket 1. You're going to have to research it and see, is this a good fit for you? Because I know that there's a dirt road access to the property. You can kind of see the foundation of it right there. That doesn't mean that there's infrastructure there. So if there's not infrastructure, guess what? Now we're talking about a situation to more of an off-the-grid situation. So if that's what you're looking for, that off-the-grid property, or if you're looking for that remote property, and again, I was teasing about the glamping sites, this would be one that you should look at, because if you're looking for the glamping environment where maybe you want to put in multiple properties or multiple glamping sites on this one property, 3.2 acres for the entire purchase price is $11,000. You can't even buy a car for $11,000. Okay. Okay. Maybe a used car, not a new car. Definitely not a new car. Definitely not. Especially with that little chip that's missing that, I don't know, China's not shipping us or whatever. I don't know what the whole situation was with the chip. I'm not staying up to date with that. But think about the value there. Think about the value and the fact that it's never going away. 2.35 acres in Mojave now. Mojave's just outside. Well, I shouldn't say just outside. It's outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. Mojave connects to Clark County, Nevada. It's basically right there in the corner of Arizona. Clark County's in the corner of Nevada. And you have a 2.35 acre property there, $8,000. Let's look at this picture. Let's zoom in and look at this picture a little bit. What we're seeing here is obviously you're seeing home sites. 2.35 acres. So this is not a great property for your camping and recreational purposes. Okay, this will not be a good fit for that at all. What you're looking for here is if you're looking for a place to live, that you want to put like a mobile on there or a manufactured home or even a site-built home, this is a great property for that aspect of it. And again, think about the entire purchase price, $8,000 for the entire purchase price. On cash, or the terms are available as well. What's the difference between the two numbers? If you look at it, you're like, what's the difference? Interest. Don't forget the interest in there, because yeah, the land sellers are gonna charge interest. Anybody, even a bank's gonna charge you interest. Okay, so just be aware that's why there's sometimes a difference in there. And some sellers, they don't even charge interest. It just depends on each individual seller. Again, what's the deal there? With seller financing, you get to talk right to the person selling it. There's no middleman. There's no bank. Talk to them. Be honest with them. Tell them what you want to do and see if it's a good fit for you or not. All right, going back to Apache now. This is a smaller property in Apache, 1/3 of an acre, buildable lot, $10,000, less than $10,000, $500 down. Okay, $499 down, $299 a month for 36 months. Can you do 72 months? I don't know. You got to talk to the seller on this one. But notice that you have road access right there. This is on Alpine Lane. You've got other houses around you. You have infrastructure there. You have the ability to get water to this property. You have power to this property. So again, if you're looking for something that's buildable in this area, who do I think this one's for? Well, either you want to build on a third of an acre in Apache, Arizona, or you're looking for that bucket 4 property, that long-term investor, because this is not going down to zero, where Bitcoin could go to zero. So could the stock market too. I don't know. All right. Volstad says he likes pancakes in the comments. Okay. I won't judge you. I like donuts. Seriously, every day I eat a donut. I'm not going to judge you. All right. Staying in Mojave County, 1.94 acres, $12,000. I'm sure it's a troll. Okay. Flexible down payment, $249 a month, flexible on the terms. Again, this is a property where you have someone close by in terms of another property on there. But again, this is a buildable property. Very affordable for 2 acres, $12,900. Okay, no, $11,999. Where did I get the 12 from? All right, so flexibility is what you're going to get with working with the seller. So if this is a property that you're interested in, again, you know the deal, the shortcut right there is going to help you get there. All right, staying in Mojave again. Now, check out this property. This property is 1.07 acres. So basically just above an acre, $4,000. It's my mad. I love these down payments that are less than $100 a month or $100 down, $100 a month. If the land sellers, if you guys are watching this, please make all of them like this. Everybody loves them. Yeah. Billy says, don't forget the sprinkles. In fact, every day, I'll take a picture tomorrow morning. Every day, I get a Krispy Kreme donut with sprinkles, chocolate frosted with sprinkles. It's just my daily routine. I've done it now for, I don't know, a couple of years. There you go. All right. All right. So $99 down, $99 a month for 48 months. Look at the mountain peak there. That's a beautiful view. This is near Dolan Springs in Mojave. And again, check it out. This is a nice property. Okay, let's see. Staying in Mojave, 1 acre, $99 down, $99 a month, 72 months. Now, this property is, I believe when I looked at this one before, this one is a little bit more remote. Okay, so this is going to be an off-the-grid property. This is a property that I tend to see people that are thinking longer term make the investment. So they're thinking about that longer term investment. They're saying, hey, listen, this is going to go up in value over time. This is not one that has the infrastructure there today. So the infrastructure is going to have to come to you. But I do like the down payment and the monthly payment. And I would call and talk to them. Me personally, I'd see if I could take a little bit of time, like a year off of that thing. So that's what I would do. But again, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do. All right, let's keep working here. $1 million views for $219 a month, 5 acres, 4.6 acres in Arizona. This is in Yavapai, Arizona, 4.6 acres. I mean, look at that view. Okay. Now, $750 down, $219 a month for 67 months. Just a beautiful view. People ask me all the time, Scott, I'm looking for a 5-acre property. Bam, 5-acre property. I'm looking for something I can homestead on. Bam, you got it right here. Okay. Looking for something I can, use for recreational. Okay. I can't think of a better place to go enjoy nature than right here. And affordable. Again, $14,500. You're buying 5 acres for this price? That seems unheard of. So again, if that's a property that you're looking for, check it out. Check it out. All right, changing states here. We're going to Colorado. I'm going to throw you guys for a loop tonight because normally I start off with Costilla, and it seems like everything's in Costilla, but not tonight. Right off the bat, 10 acres in Park County, Colorado. I don't get a lot of properties in Park. You know why? Because it is very popular, and they probably don't even make it to this broadcast. They get taken off right before that. So I was really kind of surprised when I went through this deck just a few minutes ago and saw a Park County property, 10 acres. This is a beautiful county. This is when you think about like affordability, this is like on the higher end of affordability. So you got Costilla, which is extremely affordable. This is starting to get into the more moderate county. But 10 acres for basically $2,400 an acre, that's a great price. 1,000 down, $389 a month. I really like this county. I like this property. And this is one that we don't get a lot of these. We really don't get a lot of these in this county. So if that's a property that you're thinking about, 10 acres, definitely grab that number right there and go to it. All right, let's see. Buy land, they're not making more of it. That's true. Costilla County, 4.5 acres. The thing about Costilla is most of the properties in Costilla are going to be these 5-acre properties. Why? Well, the county, when they went through and subdivided these things, they built a lot of these 5-acre properties. So you've got a 5-acre property here for $7,500 with a lot of flexible terms in there. You'll see a lot of different numbers under the monthly. You'll see the monthly price at $233, $140, and $166 a month, but obviously it depends on the number of months that you're going to go for. So essentially, 36, 60, and 72. So ultimately, you'll have to see which one that you want to do, which one would fit your budget. 5 acres there. All right, let's see. I missed something in the chat. I saw the message basically said something about, some payment of this amount, but only $40 going to principal. It could be because of the interest. Okay, so you got to look at the interest rate that's there. You got to look at the interest rate because it's probably the interest, because early on in a loan, the question was, hey, why would a loan payment of, whatever the number is, it could be $100 or $200 a month. Why would only 40 of it go to principal? Well, in the beginning of a loan, the majority of the payment goes to the interest. It's the way it always is. And then as you go further down in the pike, as you start to pay down that balance, well, then the interest becomes less and the principal becomes more. It's called an amortization chart. You could kind of look at that and see. Maybe I'll do a video on that. All right. Pueblo, Colorado. So here we're going to Pueblo, Colorado. You guys have probably heard of Pueblo, Colorado because of why? Well, the old mail-in things back on Saturday morning cartoons. You wrote to everything in Pueblo, Colorado. This property is pretty interesting though, and I wanted to spotlight it for you because this area, this is in Colorado City, which is in Pueblo, Colorado. Kind of play on words there, but let me make this thing. I brought this map over here for you. And what I wanted to do is let me make this map bigger. And what I want to do is, this is obviously the Google Maps. And here's the particular area that we're looking at. So the property in question is right here where you've got this red dot, this red marker right here. Here's the property in question. And if you look, obviously you have some pretty nice houses around here. I don't think that the Google streetcar has been through here in a while because you'll notice that nothing's popping up in there. So the Google streetcar hasn't been through there, but it has been on this other street over here. Let me see if I can just grab one of these real fast to give you a Google Street View of it. So what you have here is you'll see those homes in the background through there. This picture, last captured July of 2012. So that's a long time ago. But what I wanted to show you about this particular area, let me get out of this thing. What I wanted to show you about this particular area is what you have here is you've got a reservoir right here. So this is, if you're going to talk about a buildable property, you've got a city swimming pool down over here in this area. So you've got like a community feel to it. The interesting thing is, if any of you are looking for land in Colorado City, here's my advice to you, is make sure it's on the north side of the interstate. You'll see this 87 right here. Make sure that whatever you're looking at in Colorado City is on the north side, because down here, if you're looking at property and you're looking down here, you might see like, well, there's nothing down here. There's no homes or anything else. And the reason behind that is there's no infrastructure over there. The city will tell you that they're unbuildable. So use caution, use a lot of caution if you're looking to the south side of the interstate there in Colorado City. Just be aware that it's not a buildable lot. And if you're really looking to build on a piece of property, I don't care if it's this one or some other one, my advice to you is that when you're looking at the property, even though you might be interested in it, remember, some sellers, they offer a money-back guarantee. Some do. A lot of them do on Landmodo. Well, what does that mean? It means that whatever their time period is, and everybody's different because everybody has their own rules, but some people will do 30, 60, 90 days. And that's a great opportunity for you to go and to secure the property. And again, talk to the sellers to understand what the whole rules are. But that's a time that you could go and secure the property and do your due diligence further. calling the building department and calling the county and making sure that you can do what you want to do. You not being able to do what you want to do is one of the top 5 mistakes that people make. And down in the description, I have a link to a video on the top 5 mistakes that people make. That's one of them. They just get so excited that they don't even think to call the county. Make sure you're calling the county to confirm and to understand that you can do what you want to do, because otherwise it's no good. And again, if you're working with a seller on Land Moto, the majority of them do offer a money back guarantee so that you can get your money back or swap it to another property that they might have. Just talk to them and understand what they can do, okay? That's the cool thing about working with the seller directly, is there's a lot of flexibility in there. And again, I didn't talk about the numbers, but down payment, $100 down, $195 a month for, well, 48 months. So nice, affordable property through there. I love the $100 down. I wish they could have made it $100 a month, but clearly they can't. Costilla County, 5 acres, and I don't even know why this one is on. This one annoys me. I'm sorry, but this one annoys me that it has no pricing on there. So it's completely flexible. So again, if this is a property that you want to learn more about, and by the way, I'm going to tell my team, like, don't even put these things in here if we can't provide something. Sorry. I didn't see it. I mean, I'm just talking honestly right here. I don't like that one, so I'm going to move on. 5 acres in Costilla, $99 a month. Look, we talk about inflation. This used to be $100. Today it's like $93. So think about that. Even though it says $100 a month, it's only like $93 in real dollars. Like, it's going down in the cost, the efficiency because of inflation. Lock this thing in. 5 acres for $8,000. Again, a great long-term property. Long-term, just just know what you want to do with it. Okay, just check it out. All right, going to my home state of Florida. I love Florida. I've been here my entire life. I saw the other day someone said that Florida's the armpit of America, and I kind of understand it, but come on, man. The armpit? That's pretty brutal. But remember, there's only a few people here that are actual natives. Everybody else has moved here, so yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Charlotte County, Florida. Of all of the counties that I talk about on this show or this video, this is one of my favorites. Charlotte County, Florida, because, and I talked about it every week, it seems like, but Charlotte County is one of those counties that touches the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico is on the west side of Florida. And the reason I even talk about this is when you think about property values, I personally think that Charlotte County is one of the most undervalued and under kind of thought about counties in the entire state of Florida, because you're in the middle of Sarasota County and Lee County. Lee County is like Fort Myers. So if you ever heard of Fort Myers, Florida, this county right here is in the middle between Fort Myers and Sarasota County. It's kind of like one of those just drive-through counties. You just drive through, either going to Fort Myers or going to Sarasota, depending on which way. But the thing about this county is the mere fact that it touches the Gulf of Mexico. You and I both know that land in a county where there's beach access, it's expensive land. Just think about California. I mean, think about, like, I live in the Tampa Bay area. The land, a quarter acre in Tampa where I live, or the Tampa Bay area where I live, man, a quarter acre that's in the county that touches the water, it's nowhere near as cheap as this. And this is where I think that this is an undervalued area. I see a lot of people who are in the Northeast right now, New York, New Jersey, you know who you are. I see a lot of people that are moving to Florida. It's one of those things that's happening right now. It's always happened. New Yorkers, Northeasterners are moving to Florida. I see a lot of people choosing this particular county because of the affordability and the proximity to water. And, you have that in the Northeast. It's very similar. Yes, I know there's gators, but they don't bother you really. Not really. So again, this is a great property to check out. And what you'll notice from this picture right here is that you'll say, like, well, man, there's no other houses on this property or in this street. That's right, because you'll find a lot of remote areas here that people just haven't built yet. So again, this is a great property for what you want to do. Crystal Springs. No, I can't read. Citrus Springs. So Citrus County, Florida, a third of an acre, $52.50 with $300 down, a lot of flexibility in there. This is probably my second or third most favorite county in the state, simply because of the fact that what you have here is you have another county. This is now more north of Tampa. This is the Villages. If you've ever heard of the Villages is not too far from here, but this is a county that actually touches the Gulf of Mexico as well. Homestead Springs, Crystal River. These are places that are around this place, and this is a great place where you're going to find more people from the Northeast moving to. All right. Jamie says, I lived there for 27 years and would go back in a heartbeat. Charlotte County. I'm Tanya. I love this place. I live in the Tampa Bay area. I love Charlotte County. If I could get my wife to move, I'd be out of here. All right, let's keep working. In Putnam, Florida. Putnam, this is just outside of the Jacksonville area. Basically a quarter acre lot, less than 10,000, 9,550, 220 down, 180 a month for 54 months. Again, I'm sure there's some flexibility on there on the months. You take the months up a little bit higher, you bring down the monthly cost to hit the budget that you want to hit. But this particular area, you've got, I believe that this is not too far from, the St. Augustine area. Power along the street. We talked about the infrastructure right there. Bam! You got a lot of infrastructure value there. So I like this property as well. All right, Highlands. I've seen this property before. We've talked about this for the last few weeks. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. This would be a great property that's, for that bucket 3 recreational, bucket 4 long-term investor, bucket 2, 1, maybe. Okay, like there are other homes in the area or other properties in the area, so you have infrastructure in there. But again, it's something that you're going to build. This is a buildable lot in Highlands County, Florida. Some of the cities that you might know of in this county is Lake Placid or Sebring in this county. And again, if you want to learn more about that, it's right there. Boom. All right, let's see here. Changing states. We're going to go to Nevada here. And I only have one property in this state for you. It's the property that we've talked about here a few times. And this one is in, if it will change on me, it's not letting me change. It's going to just wants to replay this video again. Let's see if I can change it this way. There we go. I had to force it. All right, 0 down. That's what it says. It says 0 down payment. So I can't cut this up legally. And I can't cut it to 0, but 0 down payment for a 2-acre property in Elko. Wow. I haven't seen 0 down payment in quite some time. Total purchase price of $4,900. Again, $100 a month for 58 months. Okay. So you've got an incredible opportunity here. This is an area where you got to look at to get the exact details on it, but these 2-acre properties are typically very close to the city of Elko. I would say, personally, I would say that this is a very good bucket 4 property. Long-term investor right off the bat. You have to see if it meets the other requirements for what you want to do with it. But this is in a growing area of Nevada, that whole northern Nevada. It's just an incredible growing area. I've talked about it in prior videos. I'll talk about it again in a future video as well, what's going on up there. But I mean, I'm just blown away even by the $0, 0 down payment. That's an incredible offer, incredible deal. All right, we're changing states. We're going to North Carolina now. And in North Carolina, just going to make it one of my favorite little areas here is in Cherokee, North Carolina. If you've never been to Cherokee, North Carolina, well, it's just on the other side of the Smoky Mountains. I say like the south side of the Smoky Mountains. On the north side is like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. So this is a great property in a vacation heavy market. And I'm not saying that Cherokee is a vacation heavy, but you've got a lot of traffic going through that area. You're looking for a glamping site? I don't know if the rules would allow this. So you have to look at it. But this area I know is popular for those people that are looking for glamping sites, something they can build on long term. Boom, you got this. $12,500 for basically 2/3 of an acre. That's a pretty good deal there. $12,500, especially in that area, and a lot of flexibility. So If you want to learn more about that one, you can come to this little short code right there. Write that down on a piece of paper. And then after the video, head over there and learn more about this one. And notice the other thing too is they must sell it this week. That's what the headline says. Must sell. So if they have to sell it this week, this would be the time to make an incredible offer, whatever it is. All right, we looked at this property before a few weeks back. This one is in Caldwell, North Carolina. What's going on with this one? Well, this is a property that's in a buildable gated community. You've got a neighborhood lake. Okay, so this property, this 1 acre property for less than $25,000 comes with what? It comes with a boat access, a lake access. Pull your boat up here, store it in this thing, take it out on the lake. What an incredible deal there. Incredible deal. So, yeah, learn more about this one as well. All right, changing states here. We're going to go to Oregon. We have one property for you tonight in Oregon, and it is in Klamath. And this one is 1.48 acres, less than $10,000, $9,750. A lot of flexibility on there. Road access. I love this area because of the remoteness, but at the same time, the beautiful trees, the mountains in the area, the rivers, the outdoors. This thing is just, it's got a river view. If you look at it, this is the property. Man, let's make that big there. There you go. Look at the river view from this particular property. You can see the river right there. And that's from the property. Wow. That's incredible for less than $10,000. And again, I joke, but like you can't, what else can you buy for $10,000? Like what asset, long-term asset? You can't. And, you know, this thing is going to last forever and ever. Land does. It doesn't nothing ever happens to it. Never. All right. 1.48 acres. Now I'm going to get in the comments, you know, well, with the rising ocean front, this could be ocean front one day. Okay, I got you. Nothing's going to happen to this particular property. I can tell you that. All right. Changing states. Let's go to Tennessee. A lot going on in Tennessee here. We got a couple properties for you here in Tennessee. The first one is in Union, 3.82 acres. Look at the lake access. Make it big. Okay. Look at the lakefront access here. I don't think I can make it even bigger. Nope, I can't. I mean, you've got about 400 feet of, right at the headline up there, 400 feet of lake frontage on Lake Norris, way below market value. So 3.82 acres, 115,000 basically, 114,990 for $65,000. Now, I wish I could tell you that it was 100, but it's not. It's clearly more than that. And you know, my own gut, and look, I'm just talking to you honestly. I don't have any skin in the game on this particular property. I'm just talking to you honestly, and that's the fact that I think that one of the reasons why this one hasn't necessarily moved right off the bat yet is because of the incredible down payment size. That's just me being honest with you. So you'd have to talk to the seller and see if there's any flexibility in there, because sometimes they have flexibility and sometimes they don't. But again, you know, I get it. Like $65,000 is a down payment. That's pretty steep. But at the same time, it's $115,000. Now, if it were me, honestly, like if it were me, and this is what I was doing, if it were me and I were you, and you were interested in this particular property, well, I think I would have a better luck of going to the bank here and getting a lower down payment from the bank than I would than owner financing this one. Just obviously depends on credit, etc. But the thing is that when you're dealing with something like this is a property that the bank would stand behind. One of the things that makes it bank financing difficult on land is that when you look at a property like this one, let me bring it up again. When you look at a property like this one, to have a property that has a value of $115,000, you go to the bank and you go, hey, listen, I got a property I want to buy for $115,000. Their eyes are going to twinkle a little bit. $115,000. You see, all of a sudden, that's like a small house in some markets. Okay, it just depends on the market, but they're ready to play ball. The banks are ready to play ball here. And the bank isn't going to tell you, well, put down $65,000 and we have a deal. What the bank is going to say is, okay, well, how much can you put down? And they're going to see if you qualify for any special loans. And if you do, then you could probably go 3 or 5%, but most likely it's going to be 20% down. Well, 20% down on $115,000. I'm just doing the math real fast. It's just over $20,000. Let's say $23,000, something like that. Well, that's a far cry from $65,000. And again, I'm just talking to you honestly here. So again, if this is a property that you're looking for, well, I probably wouldn't worry necessarily about the owner financing here. I'd probably go to the bank and say, hey, what can you do for me? Because the bank is interested in this. What the bank is not interested in, honestly, is in a property that you're going to buy for $10,000. The bank doesn't want to finance that, because you go to the bank and you're like, hey, listen, I need a mortgage. And they're like, okay, yeah, no problem. What are you going to buy? Well, I'm going to buy a piece of land. Okay, great. How much is the land? Oh, it's $10,000. And the bank's going to be like, I'm sorry, but we don't do mortgages for less than $50,000 or less than $75,000. That's like the minimum. That's the floor that the bank will work on. Because the bank would tell you, look, if I have to foreclose on you, it's just not worth our while to do it. So they're just going to pass. That's really where the seller financing comes in. Something like this, again, if you're interested in something like this, I'd see a different way of getting to this particular property. But you have to decide what you want to do there, or if this is even a good fit for you and what you're trying to accomplish. That's it. Changing states, going to the state of Texas. Again, I want my team to get me a state that looks like the rest of them. Texas here. All right, let's see what we have here. This particular property, this is the one that I was telling you about. This is the one that I actually went out to this property. This is no, not this one. Wait a minute, what happened to my other one? This one right here. This is 20 acres in Hudspeth. Where is Hudspeth, Texas? Well, Hudspeth, Texas is, if you can imagine El Paso, it's in West Texas. You got El Paso here. To the east of El Paso, the county is Hudspeth. So you take the interstate down from El Paso, down like you're heading towards Van Horn, like you're heading east towards Van Horn, and the first county you come to is Hudspeth, and the first exit you come to is Sierra Blanca. And you get off the interstate at Sierra Blanca, you make a slight little turn, and you just go down some roads, and they're basically two-wheel drive roads. Let me show you a picture here. I actually have this picture of, let me make this one. Let me see if this one works. This one does work, yeah. Well, here I am when I went out there. This is me out there in this particular area. This is the main road going to the property. And what I want to show you here is not how happy I am to be there, but what I want to show you here is the roads, okay? Because all of the properties in this area have the roads that look like this. This is a common feature in this particular area, that all of the properties look like that. Here's another one of this particular area. This is your common road going through this area to these 20-acre properties. And the thing about these particular properties is this. These properties, they're all 20 acres in here. This is in Sunset Ranches. And all of these properties are all surveyed and staked, meaning that there's a metal pin in the ground and it comes with a survey. The survey alone adds an enormous amount of value to the property. Now you're getting a 20-acre property that's surveyed. I have people ask me all the time, is the property surveyed? Well, it just depends on the particular property. But ultimately, every property is going to be a little bit different. But essentially, here's a property that's surveyed that they can hand you the survey. The other thing about this particular property, this one here, is that upon doing this one will provide you a tour of the property. Yes, they will take you out to the property. You just ask for a tour. They will have someone meet you there right off the interstate. They will drive you to the property. That's really unheard of. They'll drive you to the property, show you your particular property. So you're looking for 20 acres in West Texas. Boom. Let's talk about this one a little bit further. One of the things I love about this county is that guess what you have in terms of rules and restrictions? You don't have the county giving you rules and restrictions. I went into the county courthouse. I said, what is the rules to build here? And they said, you can build whatever you want. What's the minimum size to build? Whatever minimum size you want. So now we put into introducing tiny homes in there. So you've got so much flexibility there. And this thing is about an hour outside of El Paso and about an hour outside of Van Horn. One more thing. If there's just one more thing I would leave you, and that's with this. There's a guy. His name is Jeff Bezos. He's like the richest cat in the world. You've heard of him from Amazon. Well, he launches his rockets in West Texas. And Jeff Bezos' land for Blue Origin, I think that's it, Blue Origin, is one county over. It's the area where it is in Culberson, and Culberson actually touches this particular area. So in this area, you got Jeff Bezos flying his jet right over your land. Boom, there he is. You can see him landing. You can watch the rockets launch right from there. And again, what are we talking about here? We're talking about 20 acres for $18,800. That's less than $1,000 per acre. Again, that's something that people always ask me for. Where can I find land for $1,000 an acre? You just have it right here. Use that short code to learn more about it. And again, $188 down, $188 a month, and a lot of flexibility in there. I would check this one out. All right. In El Paso, I haven't been to this property, but in El Paso, so now we're going west of Hudspeth, 1 acre property, $4,600, $4,675, $199 down, $110 a month for 48 months. West Texas, people love West Texas. Boom. You're funny, Monty. I like you, Monty. All right, my troll's back. Well, my name's not Monty, but thanks for watching. All right, 5 acres in Culberson. This is where Jeff Bezos lands his plane, this particular area. 5 acres, $5,499, $150 down, $100 a month for 48 months. Again, this one I know is not surveyed, so if that's a deal breaker for you, then, well, this is a deal breaker for you. But a survey, you can arrange to have a survey in there. And that's the other thing I was going to tell you too, is that when you're talking to land sellers, that let's just say that you wanted to have a survey done. Okay, the survey sometimes can be financed with the particular property. That's something that you should talk to the land seller about to see, hey, can I finance the survey, or can I finance something else in there? And the answer might surprise you. You just have to answer. My goal tonight was to help you try to find some properties that you can go make some memories on. I appreciate you being here. Every property, remember, every single property that we've talked about, they all have this short code on here. Plug that into a web browser, whatever the number was. It's lmoto.ws/whatever, and it will take you right to learn more about those particular properties. I hope to see you here again next Monday. And with that, you guys have a great week. Thanks for appearing here tonight. Take care. Good night.